Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the October 5th, 2023 Police and Public Safety meeting. I'm going to begin by taking attendance. I have Councilmember Brennan here, Supervisor Puccioni, myself, Deputy Chief Twitty, Lieutenant Frenier, Town Attorney Finnan, Comptroller Elizabeth Greenwood, and Confidential Secretary Gene Fody. Did I miss anybody? Moving right into minutes, I need a motion to accept the September 7th, 2023 minutes. Was that your name? I'm sorry. Got that. Do I have a second? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Operationally, we are still working on a towing bid for 2024. The town attorney and I are going to continue to work on this, and we'll bring this back to the committee when we have more to update on that. Our traffic division was formed recently. Sergeant Relation is going to be assigned to our traffic and community engagement division, and this is going to oversee our bus patrol program. And we're excited about moving forward with that division to continue to address traffic concerns as well as some quality of life issues, and really engage our community in that fashion. Further engage our community in that fashion. Also, operationally, I like to mention this time every year, overnight parking enforcement. It begins November 1st through April 1st. You cannot park on town roads from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. And this is just a reminder to all of our residents. We do try to gently remind with some reminders in the windshield. However, at some point, we do begin that enforcement component of it. So please, please, please park in your driveways, park in your garages. Do not park on the roads from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. And this is really designated or designed, for snow removal and things of that nature. So please abide by that town code section. Fleet and equipment, our 606 vehicle is currently being outfitted. That's ongoing. And then we're going to work to get our new 605 over there to get that outfitted as well. Building, the fence and wall around the rear of our building is ongoing. Superintendent Ray Smith and his team have been working diligently, not only on the fencing and the wall, but also recently they have begun examining the sidewalks, their sidewalk repair also. Can't thank him enough for all the work he's done, because the next thing that we're going to talk about is we have some money in our firearms, materials and supplies line where we believe we're going to be able to actually purchase a shelter for our officers at our range. In the past, we've kind of done pop-up tents and things of that nature. Superintendent Ray Smith and Kenny, I forget Kenny's last name, Kenny Williams, have put together a purchase quote for an actual hard structure that can be moved. It's not permanent, but it's metal. It's very solid. It can withstand winters and things of that nature. And it's going to be able to cover both of our range houses we have down there. We have 2 different storage sheds. So it's actually going to create like a pavilion type atmosphere for our police officers to stay underneath when it's raining and things of that nature. So we're pretty excited about doing that. So thank you to them. No, because it's in the, yeah, it's under the $6,500 range. Yes. Yep. It's going to be just right out for it. Yeah, it's right around for it. So thank you to them. Thank you to Ray. Thank you to Kenny. Thank you for that collaborative effort. We really appreciate everything you do for us. Training. We'll continue to complete a training unit on communications through our Police One Academy. We spoke about this last meeting, the FBI National Academy Associates Leadership Program. Unfortunately, they were only able to give us 1 slot, and I got the ball pitched to me by the 3 of us. So I did send an email stating that I needed Lieutenant Frenier and Deputy Chief Twitty to be on the list for future considerations to go to this training as well. Recruit O'Brien continues training at the Zone 5 Academy. All reports are good. He just passed his DT, he's passed his PT. All his tests are coming back well, so we're excited about that for Matt. Officer Hanson has completed his in-service FTO training and is currently assigned to Beeline, doing a great job. Officer Tomasone, I keep pronouncing it wrong, is currently completing his in-service FTO training. We can't wait to get him out on his own here shortly in the coming weeks. Officer Breslin will be instructing EVOC, Emergency Vehicle Operation Training, at the Zone 5 Regional Law Enforcement Academy, October 30th through November 3rd. Under citizen correspondence, I have not received anything, and we currently don't have anything ongoing. Does anybody have anything? Okay. Town events, Coffee with the Cop. The Senior Center, I'm there third Tuesday monthly. Also, we just recently had it at our Stewart's on Balltown Road. On National Coffee with a Cop Day, they were kind enough to invite us in. They did it with a lot of different municipalities and provided certificates for us to give our community members as they came in to join us for a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee. It was a great success, and we're going to look to do it again here at some point in the near future with Stewart's expanding that program. The farmers market continues. When's the last farmers market, Beth? Is
The 14th of October.
the 14th of
whatever
October
Yeah.
is going to be the last one. So far, success. The Mohawk Hudson River Marathon is October 8th at 8 a.m. Just for town residents that do watch this. That's the kickoff. It's going to begin down at the rec center as it has in years past. And then they will be traversing down Aqueduct onto the bike path. And then the rest of the race in our town will be on the bike path. We ask that residents, please, please, please. It does affect parking at Lions Park and some other places. So please be cognizant of the fact that on October 8th, which is this upcoming weekend, if you traditionally go to Lions Park or Blatnick Park or any of the other parks that are on the bike path for a short period of time, this is going to affect potentially the parking situation because there's a lot of people that want to come out and cheer the runners on. Moving on, something I didn't have, but I want to do in chronological order. On the 14th of October, we're going to have a first responder event at our Lowe's. Our Lowe's, who donated a grill, has asked to partner with us to do a first responder event where we would come, bring a police car, engage with some of the people there, as well as some of our community members that shop there. We don't have a time yet, that's to be determined, but we'll put out a Facebook post once we have more information on that. Drug Take Back Day. Everybody loves Drug Take Back Day, especially Deputy Chief Twitty. That's his favorite event of the year. It's October 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's here at Town Hall. Please bring any drugs that you wish to dispose of. We have a great partnership with some of our base students. Is that what it was? Base students at Niskuna High School. And they love coming and helping us with that as well. Please, 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 no needles, no syringes. We do not accept those things. But we will take back any other medications that you would like to dispose of. The Niskuna Fun Run is October 14th. I know that there was a post sent out through community programs. Again, on the 14th, I don't remember what time it starts. I didn't have that at the time that I did the agenda. But look on the town website for this. And again, it could potentially be impactful to traveling around town hall, parking situations on the 14th. The Niskuna School Craft Fair is October 28th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Halloween Parade / Niskuna PD Haunted House is going to be on October 29th from, I have on the agenda 3 to 4 p.m. We're going to start at 2:30 for our event, in case folks want to come a little bit earlier and come see the police station before the parade. It's a great event every single year. The town does a great job, Laura does a great job putting on the Halloween parade. But in conjunction, the past couple of years now, we've added sort of an open house event for the kids to come to our police station. We have some strobe lights and some smoke, and we have treats for them and things of that nature. We're also going to have a police car that's going to be decorated by 2 of our members, and they're looking to sort of do something different with that to expand it as well. And then last, under community events, Niskuna Fire District 2 is going to do an open house. It's on the 30th, Todd, is that correct? On the 30th. And they asked for us to be there to do car seat checks and also promote our vulnerable person registry at that event.
Where is that?
That's going to be at Niskuna Fire District 2. And that time is yet to be determined as well. I think they're still working out some of the details for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the evening. They're working out that hours.
Just to clarify, the parade's 3 to 4, the 2:30 to 3 is
The
going to be
2:30 to 4 is going to be the open house. So what happened last year was I found that people were arriving early, and we want to be decorated and stuff so they can kind of come from us to the parade, and then if they want back to us, is the way it worked on it. That's all I have for town events. Does anybody have anything else? No? I did not receive anything from the town clerk. Did not receive anything from the court. Did not receive anything from the fire department. The school district, still ongoing the implementation of the bus patrol program. We're going to continue to roll that out. School resource officer. So a couple months ago now, we did a school resource officer workshop whereby, and I spoke about it, I believe, in this meeting. We brought together all of the school resource officers from Schenectady County, and we met with the school district to sort of work through a lot of the questions and maybe some of the concerns about developing a school resource officer program for Niskayuna. At our last safety meeting with the school district, we kind of did breakout sessions and we further discussed some questions. If there was anything that was concerning or needed to be answered, we discussed, what the different models of shared costs is, uniforms, I mean, you name it. And it was in conjunction with administrative staff, as well as their executive leadership staff and myself, Chief Lingenfelter from Fire District 1. It was a really good discussion. It was an excellent discussion. I don't know what the school district's intention is. I'm certainly really happy about the fact that they're willing to engage this conversation. And if more details come about, I'll bring it back to our committee here to discuss moving forward. Personnel, we continue to evaluate resumes for potential lateral police officer transfers, and we are canvassing again the current list. That's the county list. So traditionally, we start with the Niskayuna police list, which is pulled out of the county list because we give that list the first canvas because we want folks living in town. But we still have this other list that is the entire county that we're going to look to canvas here coming up to see if there are any good candidates that we can potentially hire and put into the police academy. Under other, our Niskayuna community survey, it has been pushed out to our community for feedback. It's ongoing. I spoke with our analysts the other day. We need to continue to promote this as much as possible to get folks engaged to take it. I know Jean is going to put this in our fall newsletter about the survey to try to get that out to folks as well. We do have it hung up in our vestibule. We have it hung up in town hall, and I'm probably going to be looking to get it into the library, maybe also into places like supermarkets on their billboards, if they'll allow it, to just kind of push it out a little bit further. We spoke about this briefly in the last police and public safety meeting, the concept of amending the town of Niskayuna code regarding no parking on Plum Street, where the new sidewalks are being built near Hillside Elementary School. I did speak with Superintendent Ray Smith about, there is, I think, a grander idea of making more sidewalks sort of down Plum Street in the far future or near future, depending on funding streams. And I think that if we're going to amend town code at this time, we should be inclusive of at least up to Palmer Avenue on Plum Street for no parking on either side, because I don't think we want to amend town code again if we're going to go that far. Does that make sense, everybody? He was in favor of it only because, we have received concerns. There was a tractor trailer parked over there at one time, and that part of Plum Street is very narrow. It doesn't feel as wide as most of the other town roads. So I was speaking to him about that, and we kind of came up with the concept of maybe we should look to amend the town code to go all the way to Palmer in the initial phase. And then if there is a sidewalk, because I think there was a conversation in Fleet Streets about building a sidewalk all the way down to Palmer to make it accessible. And that way that portion of it's done. So if there is funding to then build the sidewalk, we don't have to then amend town code. Does that make sense or no?
Does make sense. My question is, are we outright banning parking? Are we doing alternate side parking? Are we doing no parking during certain time periods?
I think that's the question that needs to be conversated amongst the committee here. My recommendation would be, at a minimum, I'd have to look at town code. I know there's some places where there's outright no parking. I know there's some places where there's time limited parking. I think we would have to see what's appropriate for that. Because I don't want to. I think it's important to facilitate this specifically for losses in emergency vehicles coming in and out.
Right.
And I don't know that you want to limit to certain times for that because emergency vehicles.
I feel like limited so that it's daytime hours,
Right.
nighttime hours,
Sure.
so that if, when people come out of work or school's not in session, they can park there as long as their car's gone before whatever the time period would be the next morning.
But I think getting a fire engine up Plum to Hillside, regardless of the time of day, I think we'll have to have people park because of You have to see it, it just feels a lot more narrow than it's like that.
And that's
And depending on the size of the vehicle.
I can't draft the law time. Specifically.
Maybe we should take a, and when I said myself and Superintendent Smith, anybody else that's welcome to come, we'll take a drive out down there and we've got it and decide what.
Chiefly, that's our-
Yep. Absolutely. And then the last thing I have under other is accepting grant monies. We received letters for the GTSC Child Passenger Safety Program, the GTSC Police Traffic Services, and also a new grant that we received that I applied for was the Patrick Leahy Bulletproof Vest Partnership, which we'd already done a resolution on being able to apply for because that's actually a 50% match. And those would be under resolutions as well that we would need to accept those monies. I'll change the amendment to town code on public and we'll make that tentative until we get further information on that. That's all I have. Does anyone have anything else that we need to speak about? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And we will conclude this. The next meeting will be November 2nd, 2023 at 3:30 p.m. Thank you for your time.
One question for you for the grants. Will you get those before we actually receive